Thanks for checking out my Kajabi Tutorial for Beginners. Here I'm going to walk you through the phases so that you can get up and running as quickly as possible. I'm not big on introductions, so let's get right on into it. So I'm mostly going to be following the Get Started section here at the top left of Kajabi, so if you have a brand new account, this is going to be very beneficial for you. I'm not going to go through every single step that they have because I feel like you don't need to utilize all of them, and I'll explain that as we go. So first and foremost, I already went through and did a bunch of these just to save some time, but I will talk about them. This is validating your ideas. So ideally, if you're going to create a course, maybe you're doing a newsletter, coaching, community, podcast, or digital downloads, I went with a course here. So even if you were selling a course previously, maybe you moved it from a different platform, you can still put it here, okay? So it talks about what are you building? I am building a course designed for online marketers who want to master social media to build their brand and grow their business. And of course, some benefits right here. I won't read through all of it, but just to kind of give you an idea about some of the things, generating traffic around the clock, utilizing multiple platforms strategically, not burning out, thriving, growing, evergreen strategies, and so on and so forth. And then after doing that, they just recommend that you might post it on your social. You don't have to. You can if you want. It's completely optional, okay? So pretty straightforward. Next is going to be the aesthetics when it comes to personalizing your site. You have a logo here. Recommended size is going to be 640 by 640. We have a favicon. Once again, this is going to be 32 by 32. This is this teensy little logo up there. It's going to be very small. And just a color palette just to kind of utilize or show the colors that you might be using. It's straightforward, right? All right, and next up we have your details, so add your name. I put a witty little title there. I have a picture of myself, and for a bio I just put reviewing and demoing online software since 2012, making tech talk less boring, one witty tutorial at a time. So whatever it is going to be for you, feel free to put that in, and of course save it too when you are done, okay? All right, now we get to the part where I feel we can skip around a little bit. You can always come back to this, but in terms of a wait list, ideally what I want to do is have you get up and running with your product where you can send people to your landing page, and then of course from there they can go and digest the course and so on and so forth. So you can do a wait list if you want. You can always come back to this in case you want to kind of gather some hype for it and generate leads. But in the meantime, this is going to be one I'm going to skip just because it'll allow you to get up and running much quicker, and you can just send traffic to the actual course itself. Given that, if you do skip that, you're not going to be able to check this off. But what we can do here is go to Connect Payments. So what we want to do is go to Settings. I'm just going to open this up in a new tab. All right, and what we want to do is click on the Kajabi Payments settings right here. All right, so ideally what's going to happen, it's going to say how many people are in your business or something along the lines of that. I had done it previously, but I just skipped forward. And what you want to do is just connect Stripe to Kajabi. And I'm not going to bore you with all this information just because, it's personal information. This is going to be all of yours. But ideally, you're going to go through, enter in your information, click on continue. If you already have a Stripe account, you're just going to utilize the one you already have. If you don't, you can create one. And that's going to be how you can actually go ahead and accept payments. I'm not going to do this now just so I can make things quicker, but that's going to be the next step where you can actually go in and make your payment connections, okay? So that would be that when done. Of course, it can show up. Like I said, you can kind of just skip around that way. And of course, that's just going to be the beginning stuff when it comes to phase 1. Phase 2 is where I think the tutorial really starts, where I can give you some more insights into what's going on here. So ideally, what we want to do is create a product. We want to price your product and of course, design your website and test the journey if needed. So let's go through step by step where I feel like this is going to be the much more important aspects of this tutorial. So let's click on Get Started when it comes to creating a course. All right, so the name of this example is just going to be Island Social. It's a course designed for online marketers who want to master social media to build their brand and grow their business. Now, what you can do is keep this checked on where it says use this info to generate content and additional resources. So it's going to be a way of utilizing AI. If you want to do that, it's going to help you move a little bit quicker. So I'd recommend just keeping it on. If you don't like what it happens to use, you can always change around or edit it, okay? So what I'm going to do now is click on next, make sure you just entered the information for those, and I would recommend just keeping this on as it is. All right, now we can customize your course's appearance. So this is going to be the primary color, which applies to buttons and links. And we have the accent color. As you can see right here, We also have a thumbnail image, so the recommended dimensions are going to be this specifically. I don't have one at the time, so I'm just going to keep it as it is because it's optional, but anytime you want to edit it, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to keep that as it is, but if you have one, go ahead and choose thumbnail, and you can upload it from a new file and go that way. But to make things quicker, I'm just going to click on next. Be sure to do that if you have it now. All right, and so normally I'd probably just kind of cut out a lot of that section, but I just wanted to showcase what it's going to look like as it goes through, and it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So it says creation complete. Let's walk you through what we built, what it looks like, and how to make changes. So I'm just going to X out on this right here, okay? All right, and so here we are. This is going to be the breakdown of your course and how you can change it around. So under here, we have like the big sections here. We have understanding social media, and then underneath it, we have some aspects here. We have building your brand on social media. Once again, some more lessons within that. And going down right here is going to be even more. So as an example, let's say we did want to utilize that. What we can do is do publish. And I just want to do publish on these just so you can see what it's going to look like when I preview it. So I'm just going to do this on all of these. So give me a moment and I'll get back to you. All right, now that those are all published, the reason I did that is because I want to preview it for you. And in case you want to see where it is, it's going to be this eyeball right here. So let's click on the eyeball and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so here's a quick look at the course overall. We have our main title right here, our little description. So these are going to be the chapters, and then these are going to be all the lessons in there. Keep in mind you can edit this around so that you do have a thumbnail for each, and of course as it goes down. Now if you click on Start Course, it's ideally going to go to the Introduction to Social Media. So let's do that and test it out. And there we have it, Introduction to Social Media, and of course under it they just put some AI stuff in there. So I will give you my thoughts on this. Let me go back. The AI aspect is very helpful as it's going to give you a skeleton or an outline, but if you already know what your course is all about, then ideally you're probably just going to have to edit around a lot of these or maybe just add some new ones. So with that in mind, allow me to show you how to maybe edit these, delete these, or just add some of your own. All right, so let's say we're going to keep those there as examples and we just want to add some new content. I'm going to click on Add Content right here, and what we can do is a module. All right, so this one's going to be all about branding. So we have a module here, and there's going to be multiple videos that talk about the importance of it, how to utilize it, and so on and so forth. So how to look like a pro using the help from AI, something like that. Now, I'm not going to go in and add images for all these. You saw that there were some blank ones, but if you wanted to do that, you can do that here. Ideally, if you wanted to make your life easier, once you know the actual name and title of your course, you can create one big image and probably just use that for all of them. That way, it'll just save you a lot of time, and it will look obviously great based upon your title, your course, and your brand. That will save you a lot of time. I don't want to go too deep into the aesthetics in this. That's more about like how you want it to look. As long as you know how to get up and running, that's the main thing I'm concerned with. So let's click on Create Module. And you're going to see we have this one right here. Now from here, what we can do is add content, and we can just do like a submodule or a lesson, but I'm just going to go with a lesson here, okay? And I'm just going to call this Your AI Marketing Headshots. I'm going to do Create Lesson. All right, now what I want to do is click on this right here so we can edit it. So let's do this. All right, so this is going to be an example where we utilize video. Before we do that, just want to talk more about this. This is going to be that thumbnail where we talked about previously, where you could probably just use a lot of the same ones if you want, or you can just get unique and create thumbnails for each one differently. That's going to be up to you. If you wanted to add text, this is going to be where all the AI text was previously. And of course, if you need any files, you can add it right there. Ideally, let's say we're going to be doing videos, because if you're doing a course, the chances are high there's going to be some type of video in it, right? So let's click on video here, and let's do pick file. For this, you can do link if needed. You can also utilize Dropbox, Google Drive. If you're using link, I would probably go against it. Like say with YouTube, I think they have something against their terms where you can't actually like make it unlisted and link it. Nevertheless, you don't want ads playing, for your competitors while your customers are watching stuff. So instead, what you can do is just go to my device and upload it that way. That's what I'm going to do right now. Give me one moment. All right, so now it's going to be uploading. Let's give it some time. There's going to be video actions as well. So we have video stats, closed captions. You can obviously download the video if needed, but all in all, this is going to be the lesson thumbnail. In fact, I could probably get one for that given the fact I have a YouTube thumbnail. So give me one moment. Now, something you might have noticed as this uploaded, it says you can use your current frame as thumbnail. I could do that, but there's going to be some kind of edging here, so I want to change that. I'm just going to go to select image and just upload one from my computer. And this is going to be the image I want to use. It looks fine. I don't need to really crop it or anything. I'm going to do save. And this is good. Upload one file. And there we go. That looks so much better. So if you wanted to use thumbnails like that, like if you do have YouTube videos and they're going to work well for the lessons, you can do that. That's just like another way of, getting some more inspiration or maybe using something that you already have. Okay. This is going to be where your text goes. This should be business as usual, right? Not a whole lot here. If you want to add some files, maybe you have an ebook, and this is just going to be automation. So nevertheless, make sure that when you are done, you click on save. And of course, we want to publish this so we can see what it looks like. So I'm going to do save as well. Great. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to click on Island Social here at the top to go back. And there we are. So let's see. We also want to make sure that this is published too, so we can actually see both of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview it so we can see the new section there. I'm going to click on the eyeball right here. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to our new lesson. So I'm going to click on your AI marketing headshots right here. All right, so here's what it looks like. Looks pretty good in my opinion. I like what it has to offer. So let's do this. Now it looks more official, right? So this is going to be the thumbnail that we chose. So it definitely looks probably infinitely better when you do have a thumbnail, whether that's going to be related to this specific video or once again, just a thumbnail that says like the name of it, like Island Social, your logo and your branding, okay? They can mark it as complete as they finish it, and this is just going to be where the text goes. Obviously, add that as needed. If you have files, you can do that. And this is going to be where students can comment, which is always nice. So, looks pretty good. Let's go back. All right, and so when we go back, I do want to talk about, say, maybe we want to delete a lot of these things. So what we can do is go in and start deleting the lessons. So let's say we want to delete that. Let's delete this one, and we want to delete that. And now that this is just going to be all by itself, we can delete the module as well. You can't delete a module if there's content in it, just something to keep in mind. So overall, that's pretty straightforward when it comes to creating your course. Not too difficult, right? It's mostly about creating your main, let's see your content here. You have your main module. You can do sub-modules if needed, but mostly it's going to be module, and then you have lessons within. There's also going to be quizzes, and of course, if you want to upload multiple videos, you can do that as well. Just to kind of show you the progress we're making, we can do Get Started. Let's open this up in a new tab. And here I'm just going to go on over to phase 2. And as you can see, we created a product. Probably might have taken a little bit more than 10 minutes. I'm not looking at the clock, but I did want to give you a lot of examples and tips about how you can further, go through with that. Now what we can do is price your product. So a customer will purchase your offer to get access to your product. That's exactly what we want. Let's click on Create Offer. All right, so for the offer title, you can just give it the name of your course. And for the products in this offer, ideally, if you are just getting started, it's going to be the one that we used in this tutorial. Okay, so let's click on Continue here. And of course, here we want to do paid. And given the fact I never got to actually go through and set up all of this, I am going to do that now so I can go further into this step. So if you haven't connected with accepting payments, now is going to be a good time to do it. I'm going to click on Connect. And given the fact I only went through the first few steps here, in case you haven't done this, I'm just going to do Finish Setup. All right, so you don't need to see me do all this boring stuff. So if you haven't done this, this is going to be now the time that you want to do it. So once this is done, I will get back to you and I'll see you in the next step. All right, so now that that has been updated, what I did is just go back to the new offer section and reloaded it. I just had to go in and enter my title again, and then it will just repopulate showing that it is now good to go. So we have one time, we have multi-pay, we have subscription, and of course, one time again. I'm going to keep it on one time. Let's say the price is going to be $97. There's also the aspect of let customers pay what they want, so they can give any amount over the minimum price you set. So what you could do is say the minimum price is going to be $97, and they can pretty much pick anything they want over that, and it's going to be good to go. You can do that if you want, okay? Then there's going to be selecting the payment providers. For this, I'm just going to do Kajabi Payments. That's going to be fine. And let's see additional options there if needed. And I'm just going to go with Continue. I think that's going to be fine. All right, so for this, we have the button background color, which is going to be here. You can change that maybe to something like green, like something that's a little bit more positive, like, green means go. Complete my purchase. We have some checkout fields, and something to keep in mind here, the more fields that you have, the lower the chances that you are going to convert. Okay, so I'd like keeping it as this. If you're going to be asking for a phone number, make sure you're going to at least be using it, because you don't need people to jump through all these hoops just in order to pay you. Okay, so then it's going to be allow customers to consent to the terms and conditions. So it's going to be either not required, default text, or custom text. I'm going to go with not required. Once again, that's a little bit more of an extra hoop. If you're selling something that's pretty low in price, you're probably not going to need that. But if you're doing something that's maybe thousands of dollars and you want to make sure they know about the terms and conditions, that's probably when you're going to want to look into that. Nevertheless, let's click on Save and Finish. All right, so it says creation complete. I'm just going to quickly go through so you can see what it looks like. This is going to be the price. We have some dimensions here, the product that it's going to be. If you want to sell it at a specific date, you can do that. Post-purchase, it's going to go in their product library. They're going to be getting a default email. And overall, if you wanted to change any of this around, you can definitely do that. There's going to be some settings here where we can actually preview as well, so let's do that. All right, so this is just going to be a preview here. This is something that you can obviously edit it around, but I'm going to go back there just to kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like. And you can also see my favicon up top right there. Not bad, right? Anyway, that's going to be the checkout page. Let's go back to the other section here. So we have Island Social. Let's go back to Get Started. And we're going to be going to the phase 2. As you can see, that step was just complete. So we did that one. We did the price. And now last but not least, we're going to be designing our website. So let's click on Get Started here. All right, so here's going to be the website, which is kind of like your central hub, and of course, where you can promote your specific product. So we have details. I just put, say, marketing social. We have our subdomain, and of course, anytime if you make changes, save is going to be right here. We have sections as well. And in my opinion, this is going to be the easiest way to go about editing it. Like this is going to be the top. So if we click there, we can go around and change that. The hero section is going to be the hero because it's at the top and a lot of people are going to see this. So let's click right here. Introducing path, a Kajabi theme built for a conversion. Okay, we have a call to action. Like where is this going to go? And obviously this is going to be where we can purchase, which is what we want. So introducing, let's just say something like, all right, so introducing Island Social, a course designed to help you work smarter, not harder, and generate traffic, leads, and sales around the clock from your favorite social media platforms. This is going to be the call to action, so we can do click here to continue. Okay, and this is going to do open pop-up checkout, and that's going to be where they can actually go about purchasing it. So what we can do is click on this, and we can do Island Social. And as you can see, I'm not going to focus too much on the aesthetics here. This is going to be the overall background, and of course, this is going to be the specific image. That's going to be where you can actually change both of those, okay? So I want to save this here, and I'm just going to go back right here. Now, ideally, this is going to be where you want to talk more about your product. This is kind of like your sales letter, our approach, so like, what is Island Social? And I just added in some text there to talk about what it's going to be. And overall, this is going to be the process. I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but I will give you some tips here. Go through and check out a lot of these and say would I want to use this as a section? Is there an image that I can use that I can showcase? If not, what you can do is just go in and delete it using the X button right here. Once again, we can check this out. So the features, what is this course going to allow you to do? Big benefit here, talk a little bit more about it. Big benefit here, talk a little bit more about it, okay? Let's go back this way. And of course, once again, we have a call to action. This is going to be very important. So get started with, and what you want to do here is click on this to make sure that it opens up and it goes to your specific products. So I'm going to click on save right here. And what I want to do is just open this up in a new tab so I can show you. All right, and you're going to notice how we have that big image background. That's something you would definitely change. We would change around this as well, and this is going to be the call to action. So what it is, some of the tools that you need to build your online business. We have 3 features, and of course, a call to action. So ideally here, if you have testimonials, this is going to be something great to add in here. But let's click on here just to kind of showcase what the checkout would look like. And perfect. As you can see, this is going to be our little logo here. Obviously, we never added a thumbnail there, but that's where it's going to be. And this is perfect because we just have the email address there. And of course, this is going to be all the card stuff so you can go in and get paid. But nevertheless, that's going to conclude this Kajabi tutorial for beginners, where once again, we went through most of the phases in phase 1. This is with building your audience. And remember, I did skip this specific aspect right here when it comes to creating the waitlist, just because I think it's a lot better just to send your traffic to your landing page, but you can go back and do this if needed by following the steps. We did connect payments, although I did a little bit later, and phase 2 is going to be the most important aspect when it comes to creating your product, and more specifically your membership page. We had pricing your product and of course designing your website. You can definitely put a little bit more work into that one. I just wanted to showcase how it works and give you some tips when it comes to navigating and changing around the main aspects of it. And of course, if you did want to test out your journey, you can see what it looks like when it comes to opening up your website, which I showed you, but actually purchasing it and kind of going through as if you were a customer. If you got any value out of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up as it helps me out a ton. And if you made it to the end, a virtual high five for you. I will leave a link down below in the description for a free gift that can help with building and growing your digital business, if that's what you're into, of course. My name is James. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.